Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. Before I jump into the charts, I just want to mention the fact that on Tuesday, Wicked Stocks put out a stock pick on advanced drainage systems. You might want to check that out. It's in a very important zone. That's all I'm going to say. And you can see it for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You also get our weekly Apple stock analysis, our 2 stock picks a week, our daily triple Q and daily SPY analysis, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, etc. You can see it all for free by going to wickedstocks.com. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to start with this chart here with NVIDIA. It has tested long-term support in the 127 even to 128.95 region. Actually, what I really need to say is it's tested it on the weekly chart, because you know these weekly numbers are always, well, not always, but most of the time they're just a tad different. And so you've got the weekly channel bottom is higher, 130.46, whereas the daily is 128.95. That usually means that, like on Friday, the daily will also be 130.46, but sometimes it's on a Monday or middle of the week. Anyway, so 127 even is a base of support preceded by 130.46. We have tested it. And from here, we can round back up, should round back up to 152.89 over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And yes, over the next 2 to 3 months, this rising channel top, roughly 170.73 in reach. And that is really part of a big area on the weekly chart that ends at 182.73, a one-year channel structure. All of that in reach over the next 2 to 3 months or so, holding above this 127 even to 130.46 area, which is on the daily chart 127 even to 128.95. Now, working our way up from there today, we do still have 138.53. We've got a lot of minor points, carefully chosen, very tradable levels, but really in terms of day resistance, in terms of a day trade short sale, or perhaps you've been holding a long position as we've tested support the last couple of days and you want to just sort of scale a bit out, take some profits. 138.53 is your next spot. But keep in mind that over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I see the likelihood for 152.89 and probably higher. You know, the triple top is much less common than the double top. And in fact, I often view the double top when you rally back up to it as, you know, you don't want to go long under the assumption it'll be violated, but you're definitely, being a little bit more, how should I put it? I'm almost expecting actually a violation of a double top as we approach it. The question is, will we approach it? And the answer is yes, over the next 2 to 3 weeks above 128.95. And yes, within a week or two of closing above 138.53. If we close today above 138.53, we should within 1 to 2 days by Friday's close reach that 145.87 rising channel bottom, which I've reduced to a session containment level only because I don't see it as a level you want to sell on a weekly basis, anticipating bearish rotation then back into the upper 120s. I do think you've got this sort of consolidated framework, the top of which is the low 150s and the bottom the upper 120s. And that is the sort of the ping pong we have going on right now, in my opinion, quite possibly through the month of February. But as I say that, 2 to 3 weeks from now, we're early February, and we'll see what's on the chart at that time based on, interim price activity. But is it still going to be 152.89 that we will hinge off of, so to speak? I can already see other developments on this chart as I speak, and we will present those soon in terms of low 150s resistance. Considered a 2 to 3 week target above the upper 120s. And if we close today above 138.53, I see no good reason to be short NVIDIA. I see no good reason to be short NVIDIA now anyway, any which way you look at it, over almost all the time frames. Long term, we are bullish above 127 even. And, even near term, 2 to 3 weeks, we are bullish above 127 even. Closing above 138.53 likely provides that don't look back buy signal where this market just continues gaining into the lower 150s over the following 1 to 2 weeks. And we'll get busy with what I can see right now. I'll tell you right now what I see is a channel top off of these lows. It's like a 3 or 4 week channel top take a trend line off these lows, project against this high, and it's going to be probably 154, 155, something like that. And that's a perfect head fake for pushing through this area only to come falling away. I'll get busy with that. It's irrelevant as we speak. Let's cover the downside. You know that in the event we do happen to break 127 even today, 121.91 is possible. Not likely, though. That would be an incredible sell-off today. It would have to be news-oriented. If we do, though, close below 127 even, everything I said about bullish expectations through February, you can just sort of throw it out the window, because I do then think you should reverse if you're long over the 3 to 5 week, even the 2 to 3 month time frame. Because if we close below 127 even, our target becomes 103.16, and that could be 3 to 5 weeks. Probably would be 3 to 5 weeks. By the end of February, we would see the 103.16 area. On the way down, we will have respectable support levels, and in fact, I would say by the end of next week, we should fall to 114.54, which is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci from that August low against the more recent, actually not the November high, but the January high from just about 4 or 5 days ago. But those are just near-term targets and what would be more of a kind of a mid-term objective at 103.16. If we close below 127 even, as I've said, you could reach for 105 strike out of the money puts that don't expire for at least, I'd go 3 months out at least on that. Until then, as we are testing this channel support that we find in the upper 120s, low 130s, you might actually reach for perhaps 180, 185, 190 strike out of the money calls that don't expire. This is probably a 2 to 3 month play, could take longer. I'd go at least 6 months out on that expiration, if not a full year out. And I'll leave that up to you, of course. Is there anything else for me to add? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to leave it at that and point to this big support area we are still above. And as long as we are, this is a market to be bought. And as we continue into later January and as we continue into the second quarter. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.